Now they will split from time to time, which will leave openings, but while one attacks, one will be defending. So let's look at how we can quickly take these two out. From the start of the fight, you should notice that one of the bosses will be the aggressor, then the other one will take more of a passive role. They'll back up into the back of the map while the other one tries to attack you. I suggest you focus on the one that's attacking. Hit him with immobilize and start doing damage. Remember, his half of the sphere is basically a shield. The positioning of your character is extremely important when you're doing your attacks. You don't want to hit that shield because it may stun you. While you're doing your attacks, make sure you keep an eye on the partner. Eventually, they're going to switch places. When they do switch, this is a good opportunity to get some quick hits on the one that's tagging out. But don't stay too long because the one that's attacking is going to put some pressure on you. For your transformation spell, you can use Umbral Abyss. He has good movement speed to keep up with the boss, he can stun them, and he has a freeze spell that can slow them down. They'll start smacking their shield, and then they'll come together as the sphere that they came into the arena with from the start of the fight. At this point, you won't be able to do any damage, so you have an option here. You can just try to dodge, or you can use Cloud Step and let your clone take all the damage. Now, your Cloud Step won't last forever. Try to position your character near the back corner of the wall. Like most bosses, you want to limit their amount of space that they have to attack. By doing this, they'll only attack you from head on, which you only have to dodge from left to right. But unfortunately, this boss likes to be a little bit more complicated. It'll start jumping around and smashing the ground. Time your dodges when it starts to come down. On one of those smashes, the spear is going to break apart, and then you're going to have two bosses separated again. Follow that up with immobilize, and then start up your attack again. But be on the lookout for when the boss goes into a shell defense. He'll go underneath his shell, and you won't be able to touch him. So start focusing on the other boss that was standing in the background. Use charged up heavy attacks to try to stun the boss that you're fighting. A lot of the attacks that this boss does is telegraph. The shield attacks have a slight delay, so be patient when you're dodging. And when it comes to the sword attacks, they're charged up attacks. Those are also delayed. If you see the boss stick it into the ground, there's going to be a follow-up explosion, so do your best to create distance, but only briefly. You can get a few hits in after they attack and when they're picking up the shield. And always try to follow that up with immobilize. Before immobilize is over, do a charged up heavy attack to do a quick stun. And for another tip is to listen for the audio cues. In the background, you can sometimes hear the partner yelling out when they're about to do an attack. If you're wondering on what spirit you should use, I suggest using Wandering White. Wandering White does a ton of damage if you're able to catch them.